everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, today we are kicking off a fun new series. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new subscribers and to all of my new friends. Welcome back to my longtime subscribers and longtime friends. Thank you all so much for the fabulous way that you support me and my channel. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I love to make notebooks. I believe that you can never have enough. So today we're kicking off a new series with some fun new ways that you can make notebooks, notepads, journals, using different techniques. Today we'll be making this style. I'll give you a closer look in just a minute, but y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all, so here's a closer look at today's awesome notepad. When finished, it is going to measure 8 by 4.5. And on the inside, I have 30 sheets. So that gives you 60 pages of writing space, and that is a lot. So I have made these two, and the way that these are made, this flap folds backwards, and this stays stationary. So when you open it, you're able to just flip through and do some writing. Same thing with this one. I have themed both of these for autumn, but yours can be for any season, any reason, any gender. They are so fun to make. And y'all, I think that these are just so delightful, and you are going to have so much fun making them. Here's what you're going to need to make it. All right, so this will be a chipboard project. Now, I'm using chipboard, but that doesn't mean that you have to. You can make this without chipboard. Or if you want to substitute cardboard, cereal boxes, whatever it is you want to use, but I'm using a medium weight chipboard for my project, and I have two pieces that measure 1.5 by 4.5, and then I have two pieces that measure 6.5 by 4.5. And then I have some lightweight scrapbook type paper. It really is the consistency of printer paper. And this measures 7 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I have two of these. And then I have the cover for the jacket. I have two pieces that measure 6 by 10. And then I have 30 pieces of plain old copier or printer paper that I'm using for the writing paper in my notebook. And these 30 pieces measure 7 3/4 by 4 1/4. Then I have a couple of cut aparts that I'll also be using as decorative elements on this project. And then I have two pairs of the metal snaps that I like to use. Then you're going to need some way to punch holes. I'm going to be using my cinch to punch my holes, but I can also punch the holes if I want with just a regular hole punch. If you have a Crocodile Big Bite, that works great for this. If you have a handheld punch that will only punch through a couple of pages at a time, you can still do this project. You simply need to punch through a couple of pages at a time. So here's how we're going to make this. So I have already added double stick tape to my chipboard pieces, and we're going to take these chipboard pieces and we're going to place them down. Now I want that mustard color to be the outside of my book. So I am just going to remove the tape backers from one of the 4.5 by 1.5 inch pieces and one of the 4.5 by 6.5 inch pieces. I am going to take my piece that measures 4.5 by 6.5, and we're going to place it down right there. Then I'm going to take the piece that measures 1.5 by 4.5, and we're going to place it down. But when you place it down, give yourself just a little more than 1/8 of an inch in spacing. So I'm placing that like that. And we'll go ahead and do this piece as well. I'm going to take my 4.5 by 6.5 inch piece, place it down like that. Then I'm going to take the 1.5 by 4.5 inch piece, peel away my tape backer, and we're going to place it down, giving ourselves just a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch in spacing. My big old spatula is in the other room, so I am just going to use my bone folder to get that nice and stuck. And I'll take my bone folder, press it against the chipboard, and drive it into the paper to create a score going all the way around. And I'll even go on the inside here. And we do this on both pieces. So now we can take this, stand it up, and train that paper to fold. And I think I'm going to trim off just a little bit of this because I don't need it to be as long as it is. I'll do the same thing on this one. Just trim away a little bit. So now I'm just going to go in and miter all four corners. And being able to miter gets easier with practice. And now I'll use my snail tape runner to place some tape on these outer flaps. You can glue them if you want. For me, y'all, I just grab whatever is handy at the moment. I'm okay with gluing. I'm okay with using my tear tape. I'm okay with using this tape on this part of the project because when I fold over, I will be sandwiching this piece to the chipboard and to the liner piece. So I am okay with using my snail tape runner. And there's piece number one. We're going to do the same thing with this piece. Now we're going to take our inside liner piece and we're going to put it down like this. But before we do, we need to place down some tape. So I am going to take my wide double strip tape and place it down like this. And then I'll probably go back into that middle and place a thinner strip. But let's get that stuff. And let's do the same thing over here. Basically what we want to do is we really want to cover the chipboard. And then we need to take our liner pieces and we need to place tape along the edges of the liner. So now we need to peel the tape backwards from the jacket as well as from the liner. And then we can join these two together like that. And then we're going to take this piece and place it down as well. We'll get this nice and stuck. Ordinarily, we would define the spine on this side, but this time we need to flip it because we want our book to open this way. So I'm just going to go in and make sure that I have my spine nicely defined. And I can just work it back and forth. And now I have my two pieces to my book. So I have my front and I have my back. I think that is beautiful. I love this mustard plaid. I think it just screams autumn, which is right around the corner. So we now have this piece. Time to get ready to add our papers. When you put your papers in, we are going to be bringing the papers all the way to the edge. And I'm going to bring in my cinch. Now my cinch, as many of you know, is probably the oldest cinch that We Are Memory Keepers has made. So it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of some of the newer cinches, but it gets the job done for me. And I'm using it because it's easy to get my holes to punch. But just because I'm using a cinch does not mean that if you don't have a cinch, you need to buy one. You don't. You simply need a way to be able to punch holes. A handheld hole punch will work for this project. So for those of you who do have a cinch, You have these pegs here. The pegs, when they're pushed in, will cause a hole to be punched. If you don't want a hole punched, make sure that you pull the peg out. If you want a hole, punch the peg in. So all I want are 2 holes on this, and I'm going to place my paper in so I can figure out where I want those 2 holes. So I have decided that I want my holes at 3 and 6. So I'm going to make sure those are pushed in and everything around it is pulled out. So now when I put this in and I punch, it punched a hole where I had the 3 and the 6. So this is the front cover. The back cover, when you put it in, needs to be facing in the opposite direction. So I'm going to take that back cover, put it in, and punch. So now I have my 2 holes punched. Now I can take my paper, put my paper in, and punch. But you can see I just have basic holes in this, so you can very easily do this with a hole punch. And the reason why I'm stressing this point is because I will probably get a whole bunch of comments saying, I don't have a cinch, I can't do this project. Well, you can, because as you can see, basic holes punch. So all you need to do is punch 2 holes in your paper and 2 holes in each piece of your chipboard. So now all we have to do is take our paper, put it down, and then put the top down. And we're going to take our metal snap that has the prong on it, and that goes through. Now the metal snaps that I use come in 3 different sizes. So based on the number of pages that you have in your book, that will determine which snap size you need to use. The snaps are very long down to very small. So you can very easily put 50, 60, 70 sheets in here and use the largest snap that you have. So you're not limited to the 30 pages that I'm putting in my book. Then I'm going to take the snap head and put it on like that. I am going to take my chunky little hammer and I'm going to make some noise because I'm going to just pound this snap into place. Now, history tells me that this process will not sit well with some of you. And if it doesn't, look away at this point because this is how I choose to set my snaps. If you have a different method that works for you, go ahead and use that method. But this is the method that works for me. So I'm going to take my chunky little hammer and I'm just going to pound that snap into place. I don't mind having that weathered, hammered look on my snap. It doesn't bother me at all. So I'll put that snap through on this side, turn it over, put the snap head into place, make sure that I have it in position on this side, and then I'm just going to hammer it. And when I flip it over, y'all, this is what I have. So that is my method for setting my snaps, and you can see that that is a very nice look. But if that's not the way that you want to set yours, use your method. So to finish off my little book, I am just going to take these cut aparts and I'm going to snip on the edges like this. And I'm snipping because my cut aparts are a little bit too big. When I put them down like that, they work. So now I'm going to take my reptile adhesive, place some down, take this, put it right there. You can dress that up even more if you want. I like how that looks. Then I'm going to open this, and I'm going to take this one that says grateful and thankful, do the same thing, and we're going to put that right there. So let's add some glue. Take this one, put it down like that. Get it nice and stuck. And there we have it, y'all. We have another gorgeous 6.5 by 4.5 inch notebook. different style, but the end result is the same. We now have a notebook that we can make our notes in. We now have a journal that if you wanted to journal in this, you can. Just get some stickers or ephemera and put it all over your little pages and you are good to go. But how stinking cute is this? And y'all, how easy was this? I know that this is going to be one of your favorite go-tos for making a very quick notebook or a very quick journal. I have brought the other two back in because I want to give you an idea of how you can show these on your craft fair table if you're doing a craft fair. Y'all, it is coordination like this that draws in the eye. All of these colors flow and all of these colors scream autumn. So it is okay to have a mixture at your craft fair table of seasons or reasons or genders. Just make sure that within each one you have a cohesive look, and that will set your table apart from other tables that just have a jumble of everything. But if you saw this on a table, wouldn't it draw you in? I believe that it would. So whether you're gifting these, keeping these, or selling these, they're gorgeous. They're easy and they are functional. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this version of a notebook, notepad, journal, whatever you want to call it. If you have, y'all please hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, be the reason that someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.